welcome back to my channel. I'm Juliet and this is my channel Mama Tried. So I did a thing and I was scrolling on Facebook Marketplace and I found this 9x12 rug. And it was a big, nice looking rug, but obviously it was really faded. And the pictures did it way more justice than it did in person. When I picked up the rug, it did not look like the pictures on Facebook Marketplace, but it was folded up, and since it was so big, I had my brother come with me and he actually picked it up and put it in the car, so I didn't actually really look at the rug until I was already at home. But anyway, I found the rug on Facebook Marketplace for $50, and I asked her if she would take $45, and she said yes. So I went, picked up the rug, brought it home, and man, it was so much worse in person than it was in the pictures. Not that the pictures looked really great. You could obviously tell that it was pretty faded from the pictures that she took, and it was very well loved.
Here's a clip of the rug when I first opened it up in my garage and saw it for the first time. I'll be honest, I was pretty scared and pretty upset at what I had gotten myself into, but man, I'm so glad I finished this project.
Even after looking at the rug, most people would have just tossed it and said, well, that's $45 wasted. But not me. I like to make everything super difficult, but this is the rug. I'll show you guys what the rug looked like and all of the clips in this video. Everything from the video I shot on my iPhone because, to be completely honest, I really didn't think it was gonna work. So I was like, why would I spend all this time getting out all my camera gear, my tripods and everything, and it's like 105 outside because I did all the work in the garage. So this is the rug. I'll show you guys what it looked like before, and I'll tell you guys how I did it.
So right here, I actually just got done vacuuming the rug. I vacuumed it a total of 5 times, and I filled up my vacuum about 4.5 times. So you can kind of tell whenever you look at the vacuum, there's stuff still in it. I don't know if it was because it was dirty or it's picking up things from the rug, like actual pieces of the rug, but I'm just walking around showing you guys like, what the heck have I gotten myself into? I swear at this point, I had no idea what I was going to do. I was talking about how maybe I should bleach it, maybe I should dye it, why are the ends so much lighter than the middle? I had so many questions, but I'm just showing you guys the full rug. I actually noticed that they trimmed the threads at the end of the other side of the rug. I guess it got matted or something, so I just put that part underneath my couch and you can't even see it anyway. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys all this. It's nuts. So at this point, I had just got done cleaning it. I went over it about 3 times with the carpet cleaner, and I'm just showing you guys what it looks like. It's still wet, so that's why it's darker in some spots. I waited a total of about 4 hours, and then I started bleaching it. Yes, this is how I bleached it. And yes, it took forever, and I don't even know how I have feeling in my fingers. I actually don't. My middle finger is still completely numb, and I'm not joking. Now this is just me showing you guys what it looks like now that I've completely saturated the rug in bleach. You can tell it already started turning at this point, and I had just finished. This is what the rug looked like the next morning. It still wasn't light enough for me, so I did a quick spray bleach over the top of it again, and I let it sit in the sun for a few hours. Then I used the carpet cleaner and rinsed it real quick and let it sit out in the sun again so it would dry a little bit. So I got a sample of the color that I wanted, took it home that night and painted just a little square, and then I went back to the store and got more paint that night and started painting the next morning. This is what it looked like after 2 bleaches, and I started painting. At this point, I was halfway done with the first coat of paint. This was after the first coat of paint, and I kind of liked how the design was kind of like peeking through, but I decided to give it another coat. So this is the second coat of paint. I let it dry for about 4 hours before I did the second coat, and there's some weird lighting going on because I have fluorescent lighting in the garage, and then the daytime light is coming in through the garage door. So it kind of looks funny, but at this point I was pretty impressed at how it was turning out. This is before I put the Scotch Guard on and before it was dry. This is what it looked like whenever the second coat of paint dried, and then I added the Scotch Guard on top of it, and I pulled it out into the driveway and let it sit in the sun for a few hours before I brought it inside.
So the reason why I didn't dye it is because I looked at the dye, like the cost of dye. And for a project that may or may not flop, I didn't want to waste so much money on buying all of this dye and sit here and like put it into the fibers, and you have to boil water or get it super hot to do it. And with the size of the rug, I can't throw it in the washing machine, so I'd have to do everything pretty much with the water hose. And that really seemed like a disaster. So I went to Home Depot and I looked at the paint, and I found this beautiful camel color, and I purchased some, I think it's called Floetrol also, and I mixed the paint about, I would say a little bit, maybe 30% of it was Floetrol and then the rest was paint. I am not recommending to do this project. I'm really not, and I'll tell you guys why. It looks beautiful, right? Say yes, please say yes. But it looks pretty good. But honestly, it is crunchy and it does not feel good on your feet. I hate to say that. I really wish that it would have been some beautiful, magnificent rug and it was still soft, but I painted it, and paint gets hard, and stepping on that, it doesn't feel that great, to be honest. But I mean, it looks really pretty and it's doable for me. And if you have a rug with any sort of high pile, I wouldn't recommend doing it at all. I mean, this was a very time-consuming project. So whenever I got this rug, I literally vacuumed it with my Dyson Animal 5 times, filled up the entire thing. I don't know if it was just because it was so old. I don't know if it was because it was dirty. I don't know. After I vacuumed it, I used my carpet cleaner on it and I cleaned it about 3 times. Then I bleached the rug. I sprayed it with bleach and left it overnight, and I know that you're really not supposed to do that, but I did. The next morning it was still a little too dark for what I wanted, so I bleached it again. And then later on that day, I went back in with a carpet cleaner and just rinsed it out with water to get the bleach chemicals out. And I think with whatever material that this is, that the bleach just dissipated. I don't think that it like ate through the fibers or anything. But I did rinse it out. I kind of let it dry, but I left it a little bit wet in hopes that the paint and the water would kind of mix together a little bit and make it a little bit more soft. I don't really know if it worked or not, but it's still pretty hard. After I did that, I painted it. I used a soft, very dense roller, and I rollered the entire thing, like the whole thing. I did 2 coats. It took about a little more than a half gallon of paint. And then after I did all of that, I let everything dry, and then I sprayed it with Scotch Guard, the heavy duty one that's like water resistant and everything. I used 1 can of Scotch Guard and I sprayed the entire thing down. I don't think that I actually used the whole can. I used about half a can. I've had it in my living room for about, I think it's been 4 days now, and so far it's worked pretty well. I mean, I just really enjoy the color that it brings out in my house, and I wanted some kind of a statement piece. I have other DIY projects that I'm going to be working on very soon, like tomorrow soon, and I can't wait to share that experience with you guys. It's stuff that I've never done before. If you're wanting to do like an outside rug, this would be an awesome idea for like an outdoor rug, and then make sure that you get the UV resistant Scotch Guard. If I were to buy a rug like this, brand new, it would probably cost me about $800. I'm guessing that's kind of what I estimated when I was looking at rugs this size. And then if you want to get into shipping, that's a whole different ball game because these rugs are heavy. All in all, I spent about $80 doing this whole project. So I spent $45 on the rug, and then I probably spent, I mean, the rest of the supplies like the Scotch Guard and the paint and the paintbrush and stuff like that, it equaled the rest. So I really don't think that it was a bad DIY at all, just to fix up your house for a little bit and make you happy. I really am pretty happy with how this turned out. I figured I would make a video about it, share my experience, see if it's something that you want to do. Let me know if you decide to do something like this, and don't blame me if it flops, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more of my videos. Also, if you will follow me over on TikTok and on Instagram, both are Mama Tried Official, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!